Got a big storm moving in. You can see the squall line.
The old wheelbarrow with shovel. Now, one thing I wanted to talk to you guys too about is this ridiculous cost of food. You guys feeling it? So in this video, I wanted to give you guys a couple of ways that you could actually battle the food costs. Now, one is super obvious, but a lot of people can't do it, which is make more money. If you can make a lot more money, like those rich elite people, then the food costs don't bother you none. Neither do the gas costs, neither does the cost of anything, right? So that's one way. But on a serious note, because that could be the hardest way, right? On a serious note, I'm going to show you guys the best way. Hold on a second. One way you're going to beat the high cost of food is to grow it yourself. I'm inside our greenhouse right here. This is where all the magic happens. We start our seeds here. We prepare our soil for starting seeds here. Stacy gets organized here. Well, don't look behind me right now. She's not very organized, but she will be getting in here shortly, getting everything spruced up, and we'll be taking you guys along this year as we grow 90% of our own food, and we'll be giving you all the tips and tricks that we've learned over the 14 years of growing food with just rainwater and dirt, basically. We don't use any kind of outside fertilizers or chemicals or anything else. Now, when you start to grow food, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. Have you guys noticed something? I just want to know if you guys noticed this. But back in the day, when I was a youngster, and many of you are youngsters, the government actually encouraged folks to have backyard gardens and to grow food in their backyard. Victory gardens, they called them. What happened? Not only do they not encourage it, but they discourage it. They actually have rules and regulations and ordinances that you can't have maybe a couple of chickens in your backyard. And in some instances, you cannot even have a garden in your yard. So a big suggestion to help with your problem of food costs is to get a hold of all your local people. It has to be on the local level. And you have to explain to them that with all the food pressure going on and the cost of food and everything else, we have to get rid of these backyard chicken bans and these backyard garden bans. Okay, it's just nonsensical. Food security is a right, right? And the government should not be stopping anybody from growing food, okay? And one of the arguments, I'm going to digress for a second, about having chickens is that the roosters make so much noise, right? So you can have maybe a couple of hens, but they don't want you to have the roosters. Roosters are not as noisy as hens. Have you ever heard a hen lay an egg? So that's the trick, right? They use the noise as a comfort zone for your brain to wrap around the fact that you can't have the male to reproduce chickens in your backyard. So again, you're going to be dependent on the system because you'll have to order your chicks. I don't know if you guys have picked up on this, but everything about government is about taking one little simple job and adding 20 people into it so everybody can exploit the money that's being exchanged. It's just the facts. So please get involved. This is the year 2023. Get involved with all your local municipalities. Okay, if they have backyard chicken bans and stuff, start showing up to those meetings. All y'all who have been quiet on the civic level, you know what I mean? Like just being quiet, kind of rolling with it. It's time to speak up and make your voices heard. Start flooding these meetings. Everything that's happening is voluntary, right? I'm just saying, like, you volunteer for this stuff. You volunteer for the store. You volunteer for whatever they tell you to do to get into the store. And it's up to you guys to make the change. All right. So now I'm going to show you guys this. This right here will change your game forever, right? Now I got to kind of whisper a little bit because you can hear Abby's over there and she hears me talking in the garden. Abby's our bottle-fed lamb. And everyone's over there and it's morning time, so they're waiting for their food, and they can, if they hear you talking. All right, so this is, okay, a lot of us, Stacy and I included, we never grew food before we got up here 14 years ago. We never did any seeds. You know, we had like a little tomato thing in the backyard, right? So I don't want to be too crazy, but we never grew a large portion of our food. It was cold turkey to us. So we had to learn and do all this stuff by ourselves, okay? A lot of investigating, a lot of finding out, a lot of trial and error. a lot of y'all want to grow food, but you don't have, you know, Uncle Doug laying around so you can ask questions all the time. And a lot of people are already asking questions like, when should I do this? And when should I plant that? And when do I start that? And I noticed in our live show the other night, we do live shows every Sunday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to try to be real faithful to that. It's every Sunday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you don't need Google to tell you where to be. I like that. But a lot of people are asking, because a lot of people say, I didn't get notifications. I didn't get... That's another thing. Quit waiting for notifications. Every Sunday night at 7 o'clock, or go to offgridwithdougandstacy.com for every video we've ever uploaded right there for your viewing pleasure. So a lot of people are already asking, when do I start this? On the live show, we did sweet potato slips. We showed you guys how to make sweet potato slips, and a lot of people were, when do I start them? When do they go in the dirt? And all this kind of business, right? So I thought to myself, oh yeah, we have a tool that you guys could get for $6. I mean, a minimal, super minimal investment. It's from a friend of ours, friend of the channel, nice mom and pop company, right? This friend of ours, he just made this because he's an engineer. He's a, you know, like a systems guy, and he was gardening and he was trying to come up with a way he could kind of take a little bit of the guesswork out of it and on the aha stuff, and he came up with this chart, and we've been using this chart, oh my gosh, for 12 years or something, at least 10 years. It's called the Clyde's Garden Planner. See how that works? Now I'm going to try to explain to you how it works, and then you guys should get one. I mean, it's just that simple. Okay, so let me try to get this on here. All right, so it has two sides, okay? There's a spring side, and then there's a fall side, okay? And it's super simple, right? This is no electronics. You guys can have this for your records, no matter what happens to the internet. Now let me show you how it works. So here's the garden planner, and we're in springtime. Hopefully you guys can see that, right? This red line indicates the last frost date coming out of spring. So what you're going to do is you're going to move that frost date to wherever it is on your calendar, wherever you live. This is for the total northern hemisphere. So you just move it to the coordinating date. See, up here are the dates. January, February, March, April, May, on and on and on. And that red line is your last frost. So that's how you do it. And you just move it out to there, and then you just read it. So if you want to plant onions, and your last frost date is February 22nd, I'm just using that for a reference for you. So it tells you right here, on January 11th, you start your first outdoor planting dates. Okay, for your onion sets. And then it tells you right here on March 22nd, 29th, April 5th, 12th, that's expected harvest dates. So it even reminds you when to pull them out of the garden. And then it tells you right here how many days till maturity, approximate produce yield per 10-foot row, 12-foot wide. You should get 20 onions. And then it also has a companion section where it says you can plant them with beets, carrots, lettuce, spinach, and tomatoes. So each thing that you plant in the garden, you know, is listed right there. Carrots, potatoes, peas, this, that, and the other. And so you just move this, and then it gives you all that information. It's kind of slick, right? Now, I don't know if you guys are taking advantage of fall planting, but even the Amish don't. We were very surprised by that. Stacy and I, we plant a pretty good fall garden, and that rolls us into winter pretty good. So you want to use that fall side as well. And we get a lot of our greens and stuff like that going for the fall time. And then that carries us deep into it. And then we'll take, you know, when we're all finished here, then we'll have a cold frame. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. So this is our cold frame right here. You just plant your stuff in here. We're done with it right now. We're getting ready to transition back over to the garden. And then the lid just comes down, and it keeps everything warm, so you can grow some greens during the winter. But I had some technical difficulties, and I need to repair that. But normally this works great, and we keep the greens right outside the house. That's the cold frame, and it does work like a dandy, but yeah, I got busted with my broken lid on there. But I want to show you some cabbage we've been growing. Really zeroing in on me. She heard me. Now she's like screaming. I hope Stacy's getting up. I'm the early riser around here. So I wanted to show you guys some cabbage that we're growing too. And I'm just having fun with all this stuff, guys. We live like Dave Ramsey says, right? We live like nobody else so we can live like nobody else. And we never posted any videos so we could, you know, make money on social media. We started doing this because we wanted to show you guys that there's another way to live. There's a better way. There's a way that's more connected, right? It seems like everyone's turning off, you know, turning off God and turning on man. Like man has to shoot stuff into my body, and man has to provide food for me at the store, and man has to do everything. I have to go through man to get everything, and it's just not true, man. It's just not true, man. Holy smokes, we only participate when we want to. We grow our own food. We're not beholden to these people, whoever they are, wherever they are. And we're just trying to help you guys break free from the system. But I'm gonna show you guys some cabbage I've been growing over here. Check this out. Whoo! Wow, see, this gardening stuff works. So in case you didn't know, we gave a Ford F-150 away last month. I'll have that video up for you soon. The 5 finalists have been contacted, and now they're waiting to find out of those 5 which one is gonna win. For February, we're giving away 10,000 bucks, man. 5,000 bucks 15th of February, $5,000 on the 28th of February, okay? Now listen up, because I'm gonna be real serious here. If you want to be in on the giveaways, you have to go to offgridwithdougandstacy.com to register. There's a pop-up box that pops up, and there's a banner across the home page there that you can't miss. So you guys are gonna have to find it. Some people are saying they can't find it. You're gonna have to get assertive and figure it out, okay? And you have to enter there. If you guys want to get Clyde's garden planner, which I highly suggest, best $6 you ever spent in your life. It's a real nice guy too. You have to go to Off Grid with Doug and Stacy and then hit the shop tab. When you hit the shop tab, just scroll down, and that'll have everything that we think is cool. Some things we sell right from ourselves, and then some things are just nice businesses that we trust and you know, we support. And that list could change, you know, often lately. So just keep track of that. Hopefully you guys get the garden planner, because a lot of new gardeners are going to be going on out there. We're going to be walking you through as much as we can this year, so stay tuned for that. And seriously, grow food. Control the food, control the people is very powerful meaning. And even if all this stuff, you know, I don't know why you would think it's conspiracy theory at this point, but even if you do, it's just good to be able to put food on your table. You guys have a great day. Hit that thumbs up on the way out. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel. You have to be subscribed to our channel for these giveaways. And we're only doing this to help you guys, so you guys can move your needle, man. Get off grid, get on the homestead, grow more food, catch up on your bills so that can free you. We're just trying to help you guys along. See you guys on the next video. Leave a comment down below if you ever heard about Clyde's garden planner. See ya.